Welcome to Fayetteville, Arkansas, a place where legends have long stood for excellence. Names like Broyles, Holtz, McFadden, Jones, and Johnson. And when they call the Hogs, it is a rite of passage. What we have in store for you today, a clash between a couple of SEC teams that could have season-long ramifications. As we'll see, the Florida Gators taking on the Arkansas Razorbacks. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. On the run from inside his own 5. Good job by the coverage unit to stop the return man. So the Florida Gators offense is going to be backed up thanks to that lackluster return. And here comes their leader, Jesse. He just has a way of elevating everybody's play.
And he's a point guard, too. So good at distributing the football, finds the open guys, and he makes this offense go.
Makes it go, and just, you can trust him. Everything is available. You're not playing with one arm behind your back. You got all guns blazing.
What's important in this game, this offense gets the running back involved out in the perimeter in space where he can do some damage. That time they got it to him throwing the football. He picked up a couple of yards, but it gives the defense something to think about.
Dropping back, it's Lagway. Looking to the big tight end. That is just a sideline clinic. Roll, catch, toe drag, everything you want.
Great job by the quarterback thrown against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph where you're throwing the football. You cannot eyeball wide receivers. So great job by the quarterback using his eyes, not staring down his guy, and then throwing him open.
Fires to the big fella. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few. We've reached the end of the first quarter, and it has been a defensive battle, and the stats tell the tale so far. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Throwing right. It's caught downfield. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. The Gators with the 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Time to take a shot. Grabs it up to 25 in stride. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21.
We knew this offense wanted to come out here and let it rip through the air. This QB is in a beautiful rhythm early. Nice job with his footwork and his eyes, and he completes a big one there. Get this offense humming.
That big play put them in business. Now they're right on the edge of the red zone as they go to work 1st and 10. Makes the grab. He gets it in. Touchdown, Gators.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. And I'll tell you what, heat that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And they finished things off with a 21-yard touchdown pass. The kickoff team out there and ready to go. He'll start the return inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Razorbacks offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. This matchup on the outside, Jesse, a big play weapon for the offense, a shutdown corner for the D.
They say big-time players make big plays in big games, so who gets the best of this matchup? That's going to determine the game.
Yeah, I mean, such a fun chess match. How much are they on each other during the game, the head-to-head matchup that everybody wants to see?
There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. So much for the tough field position. One play, and you're already to the 35. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit and forcing the incompletion?
Still on the 35-yard line. They'll try it again on 2nd and 10. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Catch in the middle. It's Sategna. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. They have it at the 43, 3rd and short, trying to avoid making a decision on 4th down. They'll try to get the first through the air, using the quick game. The offense burns his 3rd and final timeout of the half. He might have expected to see this DB up in his receiver's kitchen. Instead, nice little zone, and they pick up the first.
Man, offenses are getting so good, Reese.
Going to take a shot at this DB. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9.
And I love taking deep shots. I think it makes cornerbacks play honest, safeties play honest, and you could tell just missed a little bit deep on that shot. But listen, those are shots that we want to take because the risk is definitely worth the reward.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Looking downfield, it's Green. And the throw out to the sideline, good for a few. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
Listen, nice completion, short game. Now you get to 3rd down. 3rd down's more manageable. But guess what? If I don't get it on 3rd down, I still got that 4th down in my pocket. Nowadays, analytics, we're going for it anyways.
One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. A shot toward the end zone. Incomplete. He took a shot on the final play of the quarter and couldn't quite find his man. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Thanks, guys. A first half that saw a little bit of everything there in Fayetteville. And it's been said football is a game of inches. And guess what? Based on the comparison between 3rd down conversion rate today and the average yard per play, how can you argue that? I mean, the low-lying fruit is to look at some of the explosive plays we've seen in panic. But really, this game is going to come down to which team is more efficient when they have the ball and how they play when it matters most. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Razorback Stadium.
On the move from inside his 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And Arkansas ready to send out this offense. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. For this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going, and something can start to build.
Can't hang on, and he'll tell you he really should have made that catch, and he had an opportunity right in the middle. It'll be 2nd down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. On the ground, it's Jackson. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And just nowhere to go for that runner. He had no choice. That defense, they were bringing it up front. Everybody winning their one-on-ones, and they completely had him surrounded.
As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. On 3rd and long, a check down would be the last resort. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the 4th quarter. We've come to the end of the quarter, and it's Florida on top. They're sitting in a strong position here with the lead. Let's take a look at our game summary. One quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. He's got him, and they convert. And he'll get out of bounds. It's a first down there in plus territory, and now threatening to get the score.
That's something as a defense you got to be prepared for. In a 2-minute situation like this, you know they're going to try to throw the football to the sidelines and get guys out of bounds. So you got to have outside leverage, or you need zone defense to help out and try to bracket guys on these outbreaking routes.
Fires to the middle. A strike downfield. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late.
And you see so many smart wide receivers, so many smart tight ends nowadays that they know where the holes in those zones are, and they work with their quarterback, and they find them, and they sit down in them and make big plays. It's tough to sit back in zone against such smart players nowadays.
Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Quarterback on the keeper. And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground.
Well, the QB decided to keep it on that one. And listen, if you had his athleticism, you'd want to keep it too. Almost every time they run these types of option plays. But he's just going to have to do a good job of understanding when to hand it off, when to pitch it, and try to keep this defense on their heels and read his keys. He's got a lot of talent. Just got to make sure he's making the right decisions moving forward.
They get the timeout call with 7 seconds left on the clock. And this is the chance for this offense. A first and goal, fourth quarter, trying to tie the game up. To the air, it's Green. Touchdown, Arkansas! And they'll put that scoreboard operator to work and put 6 on the board.
Man, this place is going nuts. Your offense comes through in the clutch when you need it. Great job. Now, baby, free football. Let's kick the extra point and go to overtime.
Now this to tie it up, heading to the break. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play. If they make the extra point, we'll be tied, headed to halftime. And the extra point was good, and we are all tied up in the fourth. So a scoring drive there of 83 yards, and they've tied it up in the final seconds. Looks as if we might be headed for overtime. Coming down the stretch in the fourth, and we are all tied up, about set to kick it away. From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. And the returner will be brought down. Here comes the offense on first down. They'll give it to Johnson. Got to be smart, patient, great vision, uses all of that to get to the 29. Well, guys, let's play some more. Headed to overtime.
And this just feels right. Both of these teams going back and forth. So, of course, David, this thing needs to get decided in OT.
Let's see who's better. Short amount of time to do it. A couple possessions, probably maybe one possession each. Who's the better team?
All right, guys, so here we go in overtime. And just to refresh everyone's memory, alternating possessions starting on the opponent's 25.
And you want to play defense first because you want to know what you need. That's a key philosophical approach for most teams when it comes to overtime, David.
Yeah, and remember the rule change a couple years ago, too, and the second overtime and two-point conversion. So all this stuff is situational type football that you better have worked on throughout these weeks of the season.
They'll throw it on first down. Got it in the middle, it's Badger. stop, but the sweet rolling catch is plenty to give him a first down.
And after giving up that completion, guys, I wonder if the defense is going to decide to stay in zone or maybe mix things up, a little more man coverage, maybe blitz.
This crowd knows they have to bring it in big moments, and one of those has arrived. Quick handoff. Pickup of 1. It's down at the 11. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. The give to the right. And he's stuffed by that big defensive tackle up front.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. The handoff to Johnson. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
You know, you're in the red zone, you bring out a bunch of tight ends on the field. So the defense, they were expecting run on that one. They were physical, and they were able to force the negative play.
They'll try to strike first with a field goal in overtime. What a disappointment. No good. And after the missed field goal, guys, we are still locked up. First down, and this defense is desperate. Any kind of score, and it's over. Wants to throw. It's Green. He looks that one in nicely. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down. The Razorbacks are threatening in the red zone. The give to the back. He picks up the first down, brought down, but not before he put that dude in a blender.
And that's all you want, right? You want that first down, understand the situation, understand I got to get north and south, get a first down, get a new set of downs.
The offense set for a first down play. They'll give it to him again. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. With a condensed field in overtime, if you can establish the run, it is a huge advantage.
Big-time advantage. You establish your physicality, come out the gates, put you in a positive way. Now, I can play action, opens the whole playbook.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Here's the handoff. He got it in, and the celebration is on. A walk-off touchdown in OT.
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
Howdy toddy, gosh almighty, who the heck are they? Hey, flim flam, bim bam, Ole Miss. By golly, and welcome to the Hemingway Stadium where the Rebels are ready to take the field. Today, two teams collide in an old-fashioned SEC showdown. And the Rebels will kick it away to start us off. And he takes this from inside the 5. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. The Commodores' return team will have that offense backed up. There he is, the man who makes everything go, and they believe they're going to score every time they touch it when he's on the field, Jesse.
He plays with unbelievable confidence, Reese. Always knows where to go with the football. The entire playbook is at this guy's disposal.
Yeah, which is so much fun for a coach. So much fun to play with him. A guy that can do everything. Everybody on the field is active in a way.
Got the completion on the last play. Still some work to do on second down. The give to the tailback. They make the stop, but this running game moves the chains as they get the first down.
I'll tell you what, you want to quiet this crowd down. You want to do something demoralizing to your opponent. Establish the run game early on offense.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Wants to throw on first down. The quick out. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
And that's good enough for a first down. That's the end of
Defense has dominated the early part of this game, and the stats point that out emphatically. Both sides trying to find a little rhythm and efficiency and move the ball some here as we start the second quarter. Back to throw, it's Pavia. Receiver looks it in, it's complete. The offense will have to